One of the reasons why I love Bangkok so much is because of the cuisine that is here. One of the things that I seriously dislike about Bangkok is the congestion. Now, one of the things I absolutely love about this country, not only love about this country, but love about this city of Bangkok is the people. Let's talk about something I don't like. The prices of certain things can be very, very expensive. And the last dislike I have is the pollution. The thing that I really like about Bangkok is that it is such a modern city. If you're new here, my name is Matt, and I have now officially spent a collective amount of about 3 months here in Bangkok. A little bit last year and a little bit this year. And I want to tell you exactly why I love and why I hate, why I like, why I dislike Bangkok. Because there's so much to love about it, and there's so much not to like about it. So first, let me tell you about one of the things I absolutely just love, I really like about Bangkok. Also, a lot of these things I'm going to say can apply to the country as a whole, but I'm really just talking about Bangkok, just the city. So one of the reasons why I love Bangkok so much is because of the food scene here. There is so much food. Everything from local food, of course, Thai food, to international. You have Japanese, you have Korean, you have American, you have Argentinian, I've seen Turkish, like I'm eating right now, a Turkish kebab, and this here is 80 baht, so the food is pretty affordable. Now you can get a lot of local street food for $1 or even less than that sometimes, like if it's a snack, like a chicken on a stick. That's the one thing I love about Bangkok, is that there is so much food to eat, so much food to explore. You can never get bored trying different food and going to new places because there is so much variety here. One thing for sure is, even if you do not like Thai food, you can't hate on Bangkok for food because there is so much international presence here. So if you don't like Thai food, go eat McDonald's, go eat Japanese, go eat Korean, go eat some other place, Italian or something. There's so much to eat here, and the food is just one of the best things about the city, and also that's one of the main reasons why everybody is coming here. Now, I eat Thai food pretty much daily, and sometimes it's nice to have a break, like a Turkish kebab, or go to a pizza place to have some pizza. You can find so much for everyone's budget. If you're somebody that needs to spend very little on food, or wants to spend very little on food, you have it. Plenty of street food options, 7-Eleven, things like that. Or if you're a person that likes high quality meals, you know, something that has a better presentation, richer ingredients, things like that, you can find that in the restaurants and spend $10, $15, $20 a plate. So there is something to eat here for everybody, no matter if you have $1 or $100. One of the things that I seriously dislike about Bangkok is the congestion. Yes, the congestion of traffic, vehicles on the road, and people. If you don't already know some information about Bangkok, I highly suggest you to do some research, because Bangkok is a massive metropolitan city with lots and lots of people here. So as you can see behind me, there's a lot of traffic. There's also a lot of traffic that way. It's only 1:45 in the afternoon. It's not rush hour in the morning, not rush hour in the evening, and traffic is always hectic. And I'm not even in the center of the city. I'm pretty far away, not too far, actually in the Ekamai, Prakanong area. And as you can see, the congestion is picking up right here, and it's only afternoon. You know you're in Thailand when you hear that bird. The city of Bangkok has something like 11 million people officially. I'm sure there's more than that. And then plus, I think the city is averaging about 2 million tourists every month. So we're talking probably 12, 13, 14 million people on average here in the city within the entire limit. It's quite a lot if you ask me. And with a big population comes congestion, comes everyone being in, you know, certain areas, high density areas. And those high density areas are mainly the center, near the public transportation systems, you know, and the places where people can move around the city. If you've never been to Bangkok before, you will notice how many people there are if you try to take the public transportation, the train, the metro, anytime in the morning when people are going to work or going to school, or anytime in the evening when people are getting out of work. Sometimes you go to get on the metro or the BTS SkyTrain, and it's just so full you have to wait for the next one because that's how many people there are here. Now, I don't have any experience driving a vehicle in Bangkok, but I assume driving a vehicle is a nightmare. But definitely the congestion of people and traffic is one of the worst things about it. And of course, it's going to get worse because more and more people are going to move here. More and more people are going to visit here. Now, one of the things I absolutely love about this country, and so does almost everybody that comes here, not only love about this country, but love about this city of Bangkok, is the people. Majority of the Thai people here, the local people living here, are super hospitable. They're very, very nice people, and they go out of their way to help you as long as they can. Now, English might be hard to come by with some of them, but still, they will try to help you even if they don't speak English or they don't speak a common language with you. The Thai people are just very friendly, and that's why they call it the land of smiles, because generally they're always smiling. They may be wearing a mask all the time, but I guarantee you there's a smile under there. In my 3 months of being here, I have never seen one local person get mad at me, at somebody else. Maybe there's times where there's confusion and people are not agreeing about something or whatever it is, but in general, the people are super friendly. Some of the most friendliest people I have ever met in my life. Very great to see how nice the people are here. Even in such a big city where it's very busy and everyone is rushing to go here and there, they still take their time to be nice. That's what you really love. It's one reason why I love Bangkok. I'm also walking in the back streets because it's much more quiet over here. It's too difficult to film on the main street or close to the main street with the noise. It can be done, but why not walk through the neighborhood where it's less loud? But it is roasting. I am sweating right now. It's 35 degrees. That's pretty much the weather it is every day here. But anyways, let's talk about something I don't like. After living here for 3 months collectively, I have found that the prices of certain things can be very, very expensive. And things in specific, you know, not food. Food is generally very affordable where you go. Some people will say that the beer, the alcohol can be cheap, but overall, from my reading, my understanding, the prices of alcohol, beer in particular, has just gone through the roof. Maybe that's the importation of it and things like that, but beer generally is very expensive. So is cocktails, things like that. So if you want to go out clubbing, you want to go out partying, usually you're going to spend a little bit more money than you probably think you would. Now, don't get me wrong, you can always buy a drink from the convenience store like 7-Eleven or one of those Family Mart places. You can definitely get cheaper alcohol there, but still it's not going to be super cheap. For instance, a lot of the beer at the local 7-Eleven is about $2, a little bit less than $2 for a local beer. I mean, a local beer that is somewhat of an equivalent to a local beer of the US, like Budweiser, Bud Light, those types of beers. So it seems like it's a little bit of expensive. I don't know the whole reason behind that, but yeah, if you decide to go out partying a lot in Bangkok, you gotta have the budget for it because it gets expensive. I mean, I've paid $15 for cocktails before. Like, that's just a little bit too much. Now you may be thinking, oh, I don't drink alcohol, so that's not a problem for me. Well, it's not just the alcohol, it's the housing sometimes. You can definitely find apartments and condominiums and places like that to rent for a good price. Yes, you can. But if you're the type of person that wants to come and go often and, you know, not have to sign a lease long term and you want like an Airbnb, it's a little bit more difficult. Airbnbs are pretty pricey. There's a lot of competition. They're not so legal, and it's a difficult process to kind of work around. So generally you can pay more than $1,000 on average for a monthly rental in an Airbnb that is just like one bedroom. Other than the accommodation, you're going to see that the taxis, they charge you an absurd amount. They're really trying to scam you. You know, sometimes they will charge you extra and not use the meter. Sometimes they will try to charge you for having extra people in the car. Sometimes they'll try to charge you for having extra luggage. It's just really crazy. The whole taxi situation is getting out of hand, and the government has talked about it. The locals have talked about it. People don't like them, so don't take a taxi if you want to avoid a high price for getting around. You can always use the Grab application, which is like the Western Uber. super easy to use, or just take the public transportation. It's the easiest way to get around. But keep in mind, if you use the public transportation a lot, you will end up spending money, that's for sure. And the last thing in terms of high prices that I just really don't understand is when you go to a tourist attraction and the price for a foreigner to enter this attraction or whatever it be is double, triple, quadruple the price. For what reason? Like, okay, I understand maybe some of these Westerners or the people traveling here have more money and that is why, but still, I believe that when you go to the other countries, there shouldn't be an extra price for somebody that is a foreigner. For instance, in the United States, I've never seen it where if you are from Europe, if you're from Asia, you must pay three times the price. What? For what reason? I just don't understand that. And even if somebody has more money, why? Because when you make a price like that, when you set a standard like that, it makes the people not want to spend as much money. When it is average or when it is the same price as the locals price, people are gonna spend so much more money. So that I don't understand. That's one thing I really don't like, and it bugs me. Those are definitely things that I have found myself not to like so much. The last negative thing, the last dislike I have is the pollution. The pollution is actually really bad today. You can see it in the air from my apartment, from any other high rise in the city. When you look out to the distance, it's really hazy, really foggy. You can't really see too far into the distance. And some days it seems that the atmosphere, the sky, the conditions here are more polluted than other days. Some days it's very good because just recently there were several days of perfectly blue skies with not a cloud in the sky, and you could see for miles. But today is one of the opposite days, and you can really feel the pollution. Now a lot of that's obviously from the emissions and maybe some factories and things like that, but that's just a negative consequence you have when there's lots of people and a really populated, high density city. Overall, I believe that the pollution has a negative effect on a lot of people's health. I feel like some days the pollution is affecting with my respiratory system. Maybe it's not, maybe I'm overthinking it, but that's also a reason why many people are wearing masks here still, even though COVID is pretty much non-existent, because they want to protect themselves from the fumes and the pollution in the air on the street level. And you will see it when you come here. Many people wear masks, especially while on the transportation, inside of a train, on a bus, on a bike, whatever it be. So the pollution is definitely the negative thing here that I don't like, and I've never experienced a city with such bad pollution. And then the last thing I want to talk about today, the thing that I really like about Bangkok, is that it is such a modern city. I don't know, the way I can describe it is it's like a New York City of Southeast Asia. It's very big, there's lots of modern buildings, lots of just advanced structures, advanced ways of living, and it feels similar to some ways of big cities in the US, except you have a mixture of luxury and kind of poverty in the same city. And of course it's like that in many other cities, but I do love how you have all the malls, you have all these supermarkets. You can pretty much get any food you want or any product that you want. Now, because it is imported all the way across the world, you might pay more, but everything is here that you need, and it is within arm's reach. And since it is so modern, you'll find so many apartments, so many buildings that are just super high end. And if you want to spend a lot of money and have a really nice high-rise apartment with a panoramic view, it's possible here. You want to go to a restaurant with a nice view, upscale, trendy place, it's here. The city has everything, but if you want to escape that 21st century feel and get a little more authentic, you can do that also here, because on the outskirts of the city, or even sometimes mixed in between in the middle, you will have some authentic buildings and just traditional style ways of life, which is great. You have a nice blend. But there are a lot of goods and a lot of bads about Bangkok, but I would say that the goods definitely outweigh the bads. You just have to decide on how long you want to stay here, if the city is something that will work for you long term or short term. Honestly, in my opinion, this is a short term city, because I think overall in the long run, it's not so good for health. But it is a great city. I think to spend 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, maybe even 1 year, depending on who you are. But for instance, living here for 10 years, ooh, that would be rough. I don't think I would ever be able to do that. If I was here even longer, over 1 year or something, I would definitely be escaping this city for 1 month or something like that, just to have a break in between. And so I want to finish off this video by saying, for me, my experience here has been super good. I love it, and I'm going to keep making content here. I'm going to keep exploring and finding new things to do because it's a very exciting city. I do love the weather, even though it gets extremely hot and uncomfortable sometimes. It's really nice. I feel motivated. And yeah, there's just a lot to say about this city, and I'm going to show it in all my videos coming up, of course. But I will leave you on this note that if you are coming to Bangkok, if you are planning to move here, just do your research, consider wisely how long you want to be here and the goods and bads of it. Do your own research, make your own opinions. These are my opinions based on my experience. But that's going to be it for this video, so thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.